So good morning. I'm a foodie. I don't know about you, but I love to eat. And I don't know, as I acquire taste for different things, I like to go out to eat. I have special restaurants I love to go to because of the quality of the food. So with that in mind, I also love to cook. So I'm very picky and choosy about what I bring home from the grocery store, what I eat, what the ingredients that I put into what I cook and what I eat. So, and I also, on my, and I'm a label reader as well, because I want to know the fat, the calories, I want to know what's going on and what I'm putting in my body. And 70% of you in your survey said that you are label readers, and more than half of you would grab a healthy snack other than cookies and milk. I'm kind of like a 50-50 girl myself. Anyway, so with that in mind, I was watching television, and we're like a new age people. We sit down at dinner and we watch TV, and ABC News is on, and I hear it's around Halloween, and I'm hearing there's GMOs in Halloween candy, and I'm like, what? What is a GMO? What is that? So we're going to talk about that today, what it is, and the science behind it, and hopefully by the end of my presentation, you will be more educated to the depths of what you're putting in your body, what a GMO is, what it isn't, and how to identify them. Go ahead. So like I said, the main points today is that what is a basic definition of a GMO, how GMOs are created, and how to identify a non-GMO. So, what are genetically modified organisms? So, they are plants or animals. We're going to focus on the plants, which is what I'm saying. They are genetically spliced. They splice their DNA of a plant. Actually, they take it down to the seed. And they chemically, genetically change the DNA structure of the seed that's planted into the ground. Now, what this does is, what the seed companies say this does is, increased yields so that we can feed the world. Remember that a couple of years ago? Feed the world. Okay. Because there's hunger everywhere. So that was the idea. And that's what, anyway, that's what Monsanto wants you to believe. That's a major company that sells seeds. We'll get to that too. Thanks. So the health effects. Like that picture you've seen before, that funky looking apple, that's hybrid. That is not what we're talking about today. That's hybrid. That's two natural organisms, and they're splicing them and put them together. This is not what we're talking about. We're talking about chemical insertion. So the possible health risks, by Dr. David Schuller, he works for the Salk Institute for Biological Studies. And the scientific community, there is no consensus that genetically modified organisms are safe. So, what does the world think? The world standpoint is, well, over in the UK, they're very interested in GMOs. They are so interested that they are against them. According to the World Health Organization, they have launched an objective on GMOs. And one of their key issues is the safety of genetically modified foods. This organization investigates the direct health effects or toxicity, the specific components thought to have nutritional or toxic properties, and the environment and the ecological impact it has on the world. Now, I can tell you that recently, the overwhelming amount of information that I've been finding out, ecology-wise, the monarch butterfly is a pollinator. Honeybees are pollinators. And the cross-contamination between a GMO crop into an organic crop, you cannot tell. You cannot navigate that. There is no precision there. There is no precision with nature. God created it. But when we create these genetically modified crops, we have no control. So what does a GMO look like? Well, the FTA, no, go back. There you go, sorry. So as far as the world goes, they have a different standpoint. But the United States and Canada, the FDA, they're the only two countries that are touting with this idea that that they trust the seed companies to make those decisions for us. There is no federal guideline for a seed. The FDA and the U.S. Department of Agriculture.org trust the seeds companies to make those decisions for us. Next. The world according to Monsanto. Monsanto has control of 98% of the seed manufacture in the world. Their number one crop is corn. 98% of the corn crops in the United States and Canada are genetically modified. The second, 96% of all soy in the world is genetically modified. So when you're looking at your labels and you see soy lecithin, you see corn syrup, you know that that is a genetically modified organism. Next. So there's some controversy here between the manipulation of the federal government and the FDA and this Monsanto Corporation. Because the Vice President of Public Policy for Monsanto has now, since 1998, been the FDA Deputy Commissioner. It's very interesting information. Next. His name is Thomas Michael, by the way. Sorry. So, according to the USA and the GMO Compass.org, accessed February 17th of 2014. I'm just reiterating, globally, corn is the number one. 98% of all corn is genetically modified in the United States of America. And number two is the soy, is 96%. Now we're going to get back to the animals because we had this junk corn. Junk corn is what they're calling it by Compass.org. It's fed to animals and chicken. And we eat animals and chicken. And this is according to the Dr. Salt of the Institute of Biotechnology. Next. That once you change the genetic DNA composition of the organism, you cannot change it back.
Go to your conclusion.
Okay. So a non-GMO project.org, this label is what you need to look for if you do not want to eat a GMO containing organism. Next.
Okay, go to your
Organic.
conclusion.
In
Go.
conclusion,
Okay.
In conclusion, we have learned what a GMO is, what the possible risks are, and what a non-GMO food looks like. I've learned yesterday from DrOz.com that if you're looking at a piece of fruit, if it's got a 4-numbered barcode on that piece of fruit, you know the little stickers, it's been genetically modified. If it has a 5 number and it begins with a 9, it has not been genetically modified, or it's organic. So, or look for those non-GMO.org projects.